Big Show here. We have a great guest today. We're at Doug. We're still at Doug.
Super Doug.
We're still here.
Doug.
We're still here at Doug. I think it's our 7th or 8th or 9th interview. It's been a great show. There's a lot of people here in this convention. As we talked about, it is the oil and gas business is so vast. There's so many different people, service companies. There's so many different ways that companies go in business and what they do. So today, Jordan.
Hello.
And I, Jay Young, are going to interview Mr. John McLaughlin.
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 Yeah, McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. Yeah, I was like, I didn't recognize. But John's in a part of the business. Well, first you were the Tampa Bay Buccaneer, played football. So tell us about yourself, a little bit of your background.
Grew up in Southern California. Went to school Notre Dame. Played there for a couple years. Transferred to Cal Berkeley. Finished there, and then got drafted in '99. I played there for a few years, and then broke my hip, had low back surgery.
Oh my gosh, ouch.
Ended, some fat guy at work fell on me and kind of ended that portion of my life. And then my dad worked at Anadarko. He'd been in oil and gas.
I was going to ask, how you got into the oil and gas industry.
Yeah, and he
NFL to oil and gas is like,
doesn't always,
That's a common transition.
What did you get your degree in?
Right.
What did you get your degree in? Or did you get a degree?
Yeah, marketing, but I didn't actually finish because, theology at Notre Dame does not transfer credits to Cal. So, they were like, we don't even recognize that. Yeah. You talk about going from one extreme to the other, right?
Yeah. Hey, but you're not afraid to jump in.
No, absolutely.
So your dad worked for Anadarko.
Yeah, well, he worked for like Getty Oil back in the day, Santa Fe Energy, all that. That's why we lived in Southern California. He was working a lot in Bakersfield.
I found, we've talked about this, ROR, return on relationships, when it comes to oil and gas industry. But also, when you talk to people, usually there's a tie to the oil and gas industry and energy industry from family members that have been in it, and then they bring their kids into it, and it's just kind of like this. It's really a tight-knit community, I think that's really interesting. So you found your way to the oil and gas industry. What was that like? Is it obviously a big transition.
It's it was pretty it's pretty interesting. So I'm trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life after all that.
What year is this? So 99 was the
I got drafted in '99.
Okay. And then you went how long in the NFL?
3 years.
About 3 years in the NFL?
Yeah. And then
what was the hardest thing to get used to in the NFL?
Well, the hardest thing I had to actually endure was the fact that I had a radio show back then.
What?
And
what's the name of the show?
It was Talking Sports with John McLaughlin. It's not.
Hey, there you go.
It was pretty creative. So anyways, third year when I got hurt, right? The next year I still had my radio show,
right.
So I would still have my teammates on, and then but that's the year they won the Super Bowl. So I did not get a ring, but I got to interview the guys every week during the season, which was brutal.
That was their first win, and that was when Warren Sapp was in.
Yes, correct.
I loved him.
I sat next to that dude for 3 years, and in the meeting.
He's the infamous turd in the punch bowl.
Yeah.
I remember that reading in Men's Magazine or something, and then some things were just like, that's the way he said.
He's
I asked him, I said, is that really your quote? And he goes, oh, yeah. That was my quote.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. Yeah. We had an amazing team. It was like Warwick Dunn, Mike Allstott, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, John Lynch, all those guys. Yeah, we had a hell of a team. Which I wish I would have gotten drafted by anybody else, because I might have, been able to start somewhere else, but, had to back up all these amazing, amazing guys. But
who was your favorite player?
I don't know. I'd say one of the biggest people that I encountered, though, is like I almost hit Deion Sanders. Like that was, So I used to be our left gunner on the punt team, so our left flyer. And so he was a punt returner for the Redskins at the time, and I got a hand on him, but he just, right as he was catching the ball, moved to the side and just whiffed on him. But
wow,
yeah,
awesome.
Well,
so after 3 years in the business,
3 years in the business, and then
in the NFL.
Yeah.
That is quite
the
a
other
business. The other business. The side hustle.
Yeah.
No, not.
Still business.
Well, I was actually DJing as well. I've been doing it since I was
Did you do 5 jobs at
I was DJing. Yeah.
Not radio disc jockey.
I was DJing during the season.
Go ahead. Give us a little preview of this.
Everybody says wiki every time they do that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. See, I'm too old. Wiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I actually was DJing Monday nights during the season. Unless we had a Monday Night Football game, conflict of interest, you go to the one that pays better.
Yeah.
So,
Did you have
so
an agent
DJing,
for all
obviously.
of these ventures that you were
Where do
going
you
on
live now?
outside of it?
I'm in Austin now.
Oh, you're in Austin. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Austin's
I
a
actually
good
still
place.
DJ. I play two
Awesome.
Saturdays a month
How fun.
in
Wow.
Austin.
What type of music?
I like to play house music, actually.
Like
It's-
deep house?
Yeah, deep
Techno?
house, tech house, new
Cool.
disco, all that kind of stuff.
New disco.
Yeah.
I don't know what new disco is.
Yeah.
Do you know what
It's-
new disco is?
It sounds like disco, but it's kind of like, new.
What part
new
of country
stuff.
western is that? Is that a,
Yeah.
What part of?
It's the two-step kind for sure.
Oh, it is. See?
Perfect.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
It all ties in together somehow.
100%. Yeah.
But anyway, you're part of the business now, moving on and trying to talk about mud and mud solutions, right? Is that's the
Yeah,
company you're with
drilling
now?
fluids now. Yeah.
Drilling fluids.
Yeah, got into oil and gas in like 2004.
Yeah.
Started off in the field as like an MWD hand. My dad was at Anadarko at the time. He had a colleague of his basically give my resume, which had football and a radio show on it. I didn't even put DJing in there. Yeah, doesn't go far.
Can talk well
Yeah.
and move well.
And so I started off as a MWD hand. Never seen a rig before.
Yeah,
The guy
was
actually-
it shocking? Was it what you expected? Did you know what to expect?
Well, they back in 2004, the directions they gave you to the rig were really interesting.
What were
That
they?
was like I don't know if you that Walmart Atlas. You drive off of one page onto
Oh, yeah.
somewhere else.
Oh,
Yeah.
A lot different today than it was back in the day. She doesn't remember this. She's too young. But
Yeah, 2.3 miles to the cattle guard. Hang a
Yeah.
left when you see.
Oh,
you
you've
know,
got
Betsy.
like country
Yeah.
directions.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So I rolled up on the rig for the first time. Never seen it.
Mapsco.
Yeah.
We use the old Mapscos.
Yeah.
MapQuest. I do remember MapQuest.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
my mom would print it out, and then we would go direction
Yep.
by direction. The thing with that though is you get off the road that you're supposed to, or you make a wrong turn, and then how do you get back to the road? Like
Or
before.
if you spill coffee on it, how do you get anywhere after that? Like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're clueless without the GPS. I know I am directionally challenged, and I will own that all day long.
And I don't mean to call out genders here, but do you have is your map thing on your car? Is it facing up at all times? Your little arrow?
I do not do directions.
Oh, okay.
No,
You just get driven around.
Like northwest, south.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
there's
God. Like, look,
Follow
I'm
this.
like, wait.
I find that men have like the arrow on their car actually goes in whether it's north, south, east, west like
So
that.
my mom
Women,
does.
No, they just have it facing basically north
Yes,
at all times.
yes,
and the
I-
map turns around that.
I'm
Oh,
like the world revolves around me. No, it is true. It's you go the direction the arrow is pointing, right?
Yeah.
And that direction of the arrow is the direction I am going.
Yeah.
So that's how that
there
goes.
you go. Yeah.
Not to get back on our subject. But anyway, talking about solutions and mud system. So what do you do now? 2004, you started with this company and
Actually, I started with with a directional company.
Anadarko,
Yeah.
SWD. No, UD.
Yeah, MWD. With
Motor while
that.
drilling.
Yeah.
Right? Or-
Yeah, movie watching dudes is what they call that. Like
There's so many acronyms.
movies while drilling. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So let's actually kind of get back to the people that aren't
yeah.
as literate as we are in the oil and gas business, if you want
Gotcha.
to say, or
There's-
knowledgeable, I guess.
Yeah.
There's new acronyms I'm learning like every day. I
Yeah.
swear.
So
Oh,
it was I worked for Leam. It was a directional company, and basically, directional drilling. As everybody knows, most people, not everybody, but
Well, directional is just straight down, right?
Well,
And then
that's-
unconventional is like
no, it's
No, directional is
directional is any direction.
Oh.
Yeah, and now
Those wells are straight down.
yeah, and then you kick off.
You
and then
kick off and you go horizontal.
Yeah, you build X amount of degrees per 100 foot
got it.
till you hit a lateral, and then you draw it in the lateral.
But you have to drill it and drive it, because when we were starting to drill this back in the 90s, I mean, we would literally go down, and then the motor would, the drill bit, it goes like 5 degrees every 100 feet, and all of a sudden it's like, and all of a sudden, now we're 90 degrees, and then
Right.
you push it out. But you don't know where it's going. I mean, back in the day.
Right. You
Right.
didn't have
No
the
idea.
visibility.
You're like, man, you're hoping it stays in that deal, but it could come out of the ground or
Yeah.
something.
And that's what the
Yeah.
MWD is. There's a technology where they use these pulse tools down.
Yeah.
So it sends a signal basically through these tools to let you know, azimuth and everywhere your inclination,
Yeah.
everything. So it lets you know where you are in the earth.
So
You can drill it in a small area.
They can
Yeah.
they can
Drill
hit it
bit.
within a couple of feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did a lot of exciting things and jumped into a lot of different areas. What keeps you excited about the job you're doing now?
Actually, so I've been working with these guys for 3 years, and
You guys seem to get along like so well.
It's it's great. But I, the company I work for now, I believe 100% without a doubt is ran with the most integrity of any service company I've ever been a part of. So I absolutely love these guys.
Yeah.
Love working for Darcy, the owner, and they're fantastic because he's transparent. He's always where you stand with him, and he's just
Transparency and leadership is a big deal.
100%. And the guy will not. He won't budge on his morals at all.
I love that.
So
I love that.
So tell us about all the different services that you at Momentum offer.
So we do all the drilling chemicals, basically. So we're a full mud company where we have a mud engineer on location. We also do completion chemicals as well. So
Completion?
yeah,
Okay.
so we can do completion chemicals as well. But so we've got a mud engineer out on location at all times. Doing mud checks, monitoring, making sure the mud weight's correct, that the integrity of the hole stays intact. You don't want that to collapse in on the thing. Your
Yeah.
pipe gets stuck. All that.
And
kind
just
of
to
stuff.
say that from what he's talking about, just to talking our terms down here, is people don't know about the oil and gas business. So
Yeah.
what he's talking about is when you're drilling a well, you're literally going against pressure, and you don't want the well to come back at you.
Well, you don't want that to come back, but you don't want the hole to collapse in either. So it's
Exactly.
like, when you're in the ocean, you can't go down, a
Right.
certain depth without being in some other,
Yeah. So you're putting more
Pressure.
weight. You're putting more weight on the bit than the centrifugal force that can
Actually,
come back.
well, the weight is actually it is to keep the hole from
Okay.
from
Caving
coming
in?
From
because
caving
then that
in.
will
Yeah.
stick your pipe.
Yeah.
So you're constantly circulating mud. The mud basically drives the hydraulics of the
Yeah.
bit and the motor. So
Are you drilling overbalanced? Is that what they call it, or do you know?
that's
I'm just trying to think because when we were talking about earlier on our previous, we were drilling wells and they were drilling wells and they would drill horizontally,
right.
and all the oil would come out of the ground while we were drilling the well. literally.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's underbalanced. I believe that's underbalanced, so you're under
Right.
balance, which means that there's more. There's not enough weight on that drill
to
bit.
keep that, to keep
But
it.
if you're overbalanced or overweighted,
Right.
then if you're drilling a really deep well, you guys make a ton of money because you're bringing mud out there that's extremely heavy that
Right.
you're mixing with the water. There's water on the side of the drilling rig, and what you're doing is you're mixing that mud in that water. So when the water and mud goes down the hole, it's going down there to not only lubricate the drill bit, but it's also making sure that there's enough.
that it stays. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you hit something like in the horizon, the offshore deal where it blew
That
out
case,
or
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
that was a bad case of underbalanced drilling, obviously, because it
Yeah.
came back up out of the ground.
It was a bad casing job as well. They, the cement job that they,
Yeah.
that they said it wasn't that they didn't test the cement properly, and then
Yeah.
What's been the most interesting thing about the oil and gas industry since you first got in it?
I really, like almost like the sports world. It's I like being around men, and it feels still kind of like the locker room ish,
Yeah.
having that
Camaraderie.
that camaraderie around guys, and
Yeah.
So to me it was a great transition. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the most you've ever been able to bench?
I was never a very strong guy. I was just
You look big. Look at those arms.
I was just fast.
Yeah, okay.
That was like my
You were
thing.
fast, okay.
So I think I did at the combine the 225 test was like
225. That's
was-
two of me.
it was like I think I did that. It was like 16 times, something like that. Yeah.
16 times. No, I was going to say 225 doesn't sound like a heavy bench, but
Yeah.
you did it 16 times.
In the combine, so what they do is they weight up 225, and then
Yeah.
they have you just
Oh,
do as
yeah.
many reps as you can do.
you don't want to do maximum.
Some of these guys are like doing like 30, 40 reps. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, my
but,
gosh.
yeah.
Wild. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Couldn't imagine. I
I'm
couldn't.
sorry, Jordan. I kind of threw you off there with the.
What do you mean?
Well, what's the most
benching?
you've ever benched, or something? I looked at his arms going, man, this guy's a huge guy. He's still big. And
Yeah.
what's the most money you've ever made in a night DJing?
5,000.
$5,000. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a DJ forever?
No, but there's
Where
a
can
funny.
we see you DJ?
In Austin. Yeah, in Austin 2 Saturdays a month. But yeah,
We need to know the place.
Twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but where?
it's called
It
Bees.
can't be
it's
Rainy
called,
Street.
It's called Bees Knees.
Bees Knees?
It's on
I
West
think I've been
6.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're on 6 because Rainy Street. We were just talking about this the
Oh,
other
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Rainy Street, all apartments now.
Oh yeah,
Bungalows.
they
They
did.
closed it all down, and
Yeah, they bought it all up,
Wow.
and now it's gone.
Yeah.
What do you think about Austin? What's your?
I like it. So I just moved there last year.
Yeah.
I was in like the Woodlands area, North Houston.
Oh, that's quite the change.
Yeah, and then I like it a lot. Like
Yeah.
a lot of elevation, a lot of like
There's lots to do.
water out there,
Yeah.
the
Where do you
lakes
live?
and everything. On the South Lamar.
South? Oh, you live in downtown.
No, well, on the south side of like Ladybird Lake.
Okay.
So about 10 minutes from downtown.
Okay.
So
On the other
close
side
enough.
of the river.
Yes.
Okay.
On the south side. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far enough away from all the BS, you know.
Yeah.
But
Some of my favorite restaurants right there on the south side of the river.
yeah, South Congress, South Lamar.
Yeah.
They have some great
God,
spots
some
there.
super place.
Yeah, I love it.
Place is so cool.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite food truck?
Oh, food truck. Actually, there's a little taco spot.
It's always the tacos.
Yeah, on South Congress. That is like it knock your
life-changing.
socks off. It is life
Rip your
changing.
socks off. I love that.
Hey, don't forget Amy's ice cream. One of my favorites. Oh my
haven't been.
gosh.
Oh my gosh, you have to go.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Amy's ice cream.
Yeah,
Get
no,
the what's that Mexican vanilla bean? Or
Yes,
whatever?
it's the
Yeah.
Mexican vanilla.
Oh, I brought like
It's so good.
8 quarts home last time.
Honestly, that'll rip your socks off.
Oh yeah.
That one will.
I'd have to eat that on the treadmill. I don't think that would go right to my face. I don't think.
It's not on your diet. I guarantee.
I
you.
think they have like a vegan option or something there. Maybe that's a little calorie friendly. I don't know. Who
It's awesome.
knows? But okay, so your journey has been so interesting. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? You, as the entrepreneur that you are, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
Do the little things right.
Do the little things right.
Pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
Like that's everything.
It's the small things that add up to
Yeah.
be the big things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's consistency that it's all the non-sexy stuff that that builds success.
Yes,
So
it is. Oh my gosh, we were talking about that. We made up another word, by the way, a new word called persistency. Consistency and persistency.
Yes.
So
it's not bad.
persistence and consistency.
Yeah.
There you go.
TM.
Yeah.
First heard on the Jay Young Show.
Well, what are you thinking is in the works for you in the next year from now? With
Well, I'm hoping to just blow this thing up with these guys, and
Yeah.
Darcy's vision and my vision, we kind of align together in the whole in the idea. He wants to just be the best mud company in history, right? So it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not about like how many rigs we can pick up. It's about like how we monitor and take care of the rigs that we have.
Yeah.
So as we pick up more work, we hire more people to make sure that nobody, as we get busier, nobody gets a lack of the attention that we gave them the first
Right.
time. And that, that can be an issue
It's tough.
with some service companies. When you pick up a lot of work, you just, you
Yeah.
tend to stretch, and now you're,
right.
struggling to take care of it. And
Yeah, I had heard this from the CEO of Newton Vision Corporation. He talks a lot about, well, now he's managing partner, but he was talking about how managing burst capacity, because when you grow exponentially, it's almost like things kind of go off the rails a little bit, and managing that is
Right.
really important. So that's
it's like, managing chaos, but,
yeah,
you
wrangling it.
yeah,
But that's what you do.
yeah, like herding bees.
Yeah, the bees.
Bees. You heard it here?
Jay, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm just thinking about drilling fluids, and if anybody wants to. So I guess you've been out a lot of jobs from different companies.
Yeah, and we basically, I've been out in location a bunch. We, watch these guys do the mud check. You learn a lot about. Being in directional, I didn't know anything about mud except for we used to blame it whenever
It's a blame
our
practice.
stuff would go wrong. Yeah.
Right.
So now I work for that company, but gets blamed. But going out to the field on a regular basis, doing the mud checks, like.
Yeah.
Check the inventory with the guys, do all that kind of stuff, just staying kind of engaged. Darcy, the owner, goes out to the rigs all the time as well,
Yeah.
visits with all the company men,
Yeah.
make sure all the mud engineers are,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the biggest success that you've seen, or biggest well you've ever been on, or was there anything? And when you talk about your company, what's the tagline, or what's
Well,
the,
I mean, we keep coming up with these actually consistently. Like we had one of the longest laterals a few months ago. We just finished a well, doing something a little bit different, doing a water-based lateral with a lube that we were kind of experimenting with, and that almost cut the well in half as far as days go,
Right.
which is going to be a huge savings.
Yeah.
to customers. So at the end of the day, our thing is, data collection, research, technical support, and just trying to, just shave days off the well, save the operator.
Question, and it's probably a dumb question.
I love dumb questions.
But are the lubricants and surfactants the same thing, or are they different?
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use
Go ahead.
chemical surfactants or do you use biosurfactants?
Oh, that I don't know. That's the technical guy. So I'm just the sales guy.
You're the sales guy.
Yeah.
You're doing a great
Yeah.
job. I didn't mean that sarcastically. That was
no.
that was
And
true.
actually, when Darcy sees this, he's going to tear me a new one. And then
I guarantee you the next time we have him on, he's going to know exactly.
Yeah.
He'll know that answer for
No,
sure.
he'll have tattooed it on my
Exactly.
somewhere.
That'll
Yeah,
be your
for sure.
tagline.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, surfract in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, not obviously it's good, but yeah, I mean it's really good that you're here and to know there's a different type of the business that we haven't talked about yet.
Yes.
Is drilling fluid and how important it is,
Yes.
and it's important to find good people, good companies.
Yes.
Because there's a
100%.
lot of people out there that'll charge you for more bags, mate.
That extra sacks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
we
start cutting sacks on you.
oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
we don't warehouse anything because we're not into the business of trying to move product. We're into the business of, like we said, technical support and trying to cut down days. So we have Darcy's been in this for 25 years, maybe longer, and so he's got relationships with all the wholesalers in every place. So we've worked in almost every basin domestically.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so we
Relationships
just
are so important.
Yes.
The network that you build over time and then using that and leveraging that to help the customers and the company that
Right.
you work for is crucial.
100%.
Absolutely.
Hey, so anybody, if you're looking to drill a well and you need drilling fluids, John's the one to call. If you're looking to put a party together, you need a DJ.
yeah.
It's less than $5,000 because that's the most he's ever made is $5,000. Probably a little less than $5,000 to do a night or something.
I mean, $500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's some DJs that make millions.
Oh, it's I've got to open for a lot of these guys too. I used to play at a place called Clay in Houston, which is like a Sunday day party.
Okay, so Clay is like it's a pool.
Vegas style.
It's a Vegas style. So there's
day
like a
party.
pool in the middle, and then you can rent out like little seating areas. I saw a lesson.
I was a resident
there.
there for 2 years, so I got to open for like Duke
What?
Dumont and
Oh, wow.
and
Wow.
Tiesto and
Wow.
Aoki and all those guys.
I think Tiesto is in. I think he lives in Denver area or Alinium.
I don't know. I haven't been to his house. He hasn't invited me. So.
Well, Tiesto, you need to invite him over. You guys can have a DJ party.
Yeah.
But anyway, ex football player, played Notre Dame, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, went through that, done radio shows, done a lot of different things. So, John, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being on today.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great show. So here we are. Here we're finishing up. We're finishing up, Doug. It's one of our last ones. So we appreciate you being here. And until next time, thank you.